Hey guys, welcome back. Eric Ye here. I am still here in New York City, and the funny thing is I was actually thinking about going over to Boston on this trip. And you know, when you think about Boston, when you think about Maine, you're thinking about lobster, right? So the first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about food is having a good, not just good, an excellent lobster roll. And I've actually had really good lobster roll when I was out in Boston. But today I decided to change my itinerary and stay in New York City for a couple more days. And then followed by that, I'm going to head down to Washington, D.C. And check out that city. So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to find the city's most popular and maybe the most delicious lobster roll I can find. And the one that I came across is a place called Luke's Lobster. A lot of good reviews scattered all around the city, a couple of restaurants. And so we're gonna go visit one of them today in the Midtown East location where I'm currently staying at. And I'm going to order a couple of lobster rolls in addition to some of their sandwiches and sides, and see whether the lobster roll here at Luke's is going to live up to some of the best that I've ever had out in Boston. So for this episode, watch it till the end to find out what I think of Luke's Lobster. See you there. Alright guys, I'm back and I ordered up some of Luke's Lobster's most famous sandwiches, including a limited time offer sandwich, which I will talk about momentarily. But the first thing I want to show you guys is look at this trio. Oh my gosh, look at that sandwich. Big chunks of lobster meat with like really good seasoning on top and butter on toasted mayo type of bread. And then the second thing is the shrimp sandwich. Again, look at how much shrimp is on this toasted butter. Yes. And the last thing is the crab. Oh my gosh, just look at this. And each sandwich, there's like two sizes, basically a small and a large. I think it's like a 4 ounce and a 6 ounce. And these are all the 6 ounces, okay? And the last thing I got is another lobster roll, and this one is a limited time offer. Okay, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. Last thing is, you gotta have some clam chowder. Look at this nice cream chowder, or clam chowder. And of course, gonna have some Cape Cod, sea salt and vinegar, potato chips. I've actually had Luke's Lobster many years ago. When I actually used to live out here. For those that don't know, I actually used to live in New York about maybe 5 years ago, and I've lived here for close to 10 years. So I know my way around the city a little bit, but now my new home is in LA. So it's been some time since I've had Luke's Lobster, and I would love to see how things have changed since I last tried out. So without further ado, let's get to the main course, okay? The first thing I'm sure you guys want to see is the lobster roll. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I love how they just like put it in this tiny little blanket and it's all filled up. So guys, what do you guys think? How's it look? Oh, by the way, this lobster roll is chilled, it's cold. There are lobster rolls out there that are warm, but this is cold, chilled. Perfect for the summer weather. Going for my first bite. I gotta just call me. Look at this. Oh my god. It's so much meatiness. Holy smokes. They do not cheap out on that lobster. In fact, well, I'm not sure, but at least to me, I think there is an entire mini lobster in my lobster roll. Just look at how big those lobster chunks are. And you see that mayo bread? Oh, I couldn't even finish this right here. Look at that. All right, it's gonna take a second bite for me to finish this. Oh, the lobster is sweet. Is super soft, not chewy. It's meaty, meaning there's a lot of substance there. Okay, and if I were to guess, okay, my guess is the lobster is anywhere between 2 to 3 pounds. Now, why do you think that is important? So from my experience, if I eat lobster and I get like a giant, let's say 5 pound plus lobster, the meat of that lobster tends to be very, very tough. This one is not tough at all. So I think it's in that sweet spot of like 2 to 3 years old or 2 to 5 years old, where the meat is nice and tender. It's not overly chewy or tough, hitting it at its prime. That is delicious. Now, they put these like seasoning on top, and I'm not exactly sure what type of seasoning, but to me it looks like seaweed, sea salt, like almost like a furikake type of seasoning. I'm pretty sure it's not furikake, but it looks like furikake. All right, now let me bust open some Cape Cod chips. Okay, I feel like I'm in like Vermont, Connecticut, you know, going sailing, catching some fish, catching some shellfish. This time I got it with the sea salt vinegar. The second thing I want to go through is probably going to be the shrimp. Look at this shrimp sandwich. Can you see this? It's about like a, I would say maybe a 6 to 7 inch sandwich. But, I mean, just look at this. Love it. It's so pretty, by the way. Let's go in for that taste test. Here we go. I'm gonna do it from this side. In fact, the bun just broke. Easy. Here we go. The shrimp is so juicy, so tender. I love the fact that they just like deshell it for you. Every time I bite into the shrimp, it's like gushing juice coming out of the shrimp. But this is the size of each shrimp. Super tiny. Let me give you a cross-section view. Doesn't that look beautiful? So far, Luke's lobster roll is better than I last remembered. For a period of time, I was thinking, it wasn't all that the last time I tried it. But maybe I tried it on an off day. Maybe like the lobsters just weren't happy that day. You know, service wasn't good that day. I don't know. But today, I beg to differ. I want to show you some of my clam chowder. Can you see this? It's like big chunks of creamy, like potato, clam, lots of cream. This is chunky. Now, I actually like chunky clam chowder. Some people like it less chunky, but I like it chunky. I'm sure you're waiting for this right here. Oh yeah. It's creamy. It's rich. A lot of potato, but also a lot of clam. And they gave me some oyster crackers. Yeah, look at that. That's it. And I'm gonna just do this. Now it adds some texture. Before it was just creaminess. It was like soup, right? But now I got some crunchiness. And that cracker. Whoever invented this, God bless you. Amazing. Amazing. Definitely add the oyster crackers. I think that really enhances the taste rating, at least by 1 point. Let's talk about some crab. Now, earlier I told you guys, I changed my itinerary. I was supposed to go to Boston, but now I am going to go to DC next. And you know, DC is known for like crab, right? And you're probably thinking, why not just have crab there? Well, the crab sandwich looks so good here, I couldn't resist. So I just had to order it. And just like before, I broke up a section of the sandwich. It's so easy. Yeah. Shredded pieces of crab meat. Here we go. Guys, this is a hard decision. I don't know which one I like the most. If you like crab, you're gonna like the crab sandwich. If you like shrimp, you're gonna like the shrimp sandwich. If you like lobster, you're gonna like the lobster sandwich. I think that's the only way that I can think about picking the right one to recommend, because I think all three of these sandwiches are simply amazing. One thing I can say is the crab meat is the most tender, mostly because they shred it, whereas the lobster meat, this is super meaty, really super meaty, right? And shrimp is like biting into like juicy pops. Every time you bite into it, the juice from the shrimp just squirts in my mouth. Heavily experienced. Oh my gosh. Now, if the flavors of the seafood gets too much for you and you need some acidity, complement it with this. This looks like an ordinary lobster roll, just like the one before. But the one thing the camera cannot capture is the smell. Oh my gosh, this is truffle lobster. And you have to take my word for it. It really is truffle. It smells completely different. It's just pure umami, pure like mushroom. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to try this. Let's give this a try. Oh my god. Hold on. There's a clear winner here now. At first, I was saying I couldn't figure out of these three which one to recommend. And the way I would recommend it is based off of your own liking when it comes to shellfish and seafood. Now, after I had this truffle lobster roll, for sure, the truffle lobster roll. So much of that truffle flavor, so concentrated. It's when I sniff it, I'm just like, I feel like I'm in the forest picking up fresh truffles off the ground with the help of a little pig. This, my friends, is the one to get if it's still around by the time you guys visit Luke's Lobster. Do yourself a favor, don't miss out on this one. Okay? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. My conclusion from today's visit to Luke's Lobster is that it is a lot better than my last visit to Luke's Lobster many years ago. Again, I think I just went maybe on an off day. The seafood wasn't as good. The sandwich wasn't as impressive. But today's revisit to Luke's Lobster, yeah, totally changed my experience. And I think you guys owe it to yourself to try it if you ever come to New York City. There are a lot of great other you know, lobster roll joints, but Luke's certainly sits as one of the best, if not the best, in New York City. So that concludes today's video on Luke's Lobster. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching this video. As usual, give me a big thumbs up, show some appreciation, leave your comments down below in the comment section so I can always respond back to you guys. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my new YouTube channel, Epicurean with Eric Ye. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell icon on the top right hand corner of your screen so you always get notified on my next food travel adventure. That's it for today. We'll see you on the next one.